Okay, so good evening, teacher. Thank you for taking the time to participate in this interview. We are students from UNITAR conducting a group assignment for our design thinking course. The purpose of the interview is to understand the experience, challenge, and needs of autistic students from the perspective of special needs teacher. Through the design thinking process, we aim to gain deeper insight into real life situations and identify meaningful problems that may require innovation and exclusive solution. There are no right or wrong answers. We highly value your opinion, experience, and also observation. The information collected will be used for academic purpose only, and your response will be keep PNC. With your permission, we would like to record this interview to ensure that the information shared is captured accurately for our report. So, shall we begin the interview?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, before I begin the interview, can you introduce yourself and tell us about your experience working with the autistic students?
Hi, Nishantini. I'm Aishwarya, and I'm a teacher who currently provides support for an autistic student. Through this experience, I've learned to understand the student's individual learning style, communication needs, strength, and challenges faced by the autistic students.
Well, that's wonderful. So, what inspired you to become a special education teacher, particularly for children with autism?
Well, I enjoy helping children learn and develop confidence. Working with an autistic student has allowed me to see how individualized support can make a positive difference in a child's progress and a daily life.
All right. So, can you describe a typical day in your classroom when teaching autistic students?
Well, since I work for only one autistic student, my day focuses on a individualized learning activities for him. We follow a structured routine that includes academic tasks, communication practice, breaks when needed, and activities based on students' interests and learning goals, especially for him.
Well, that's maybe should be tough one. And what are the most common challenges autistic students face during their learning process?
The student I work with sometimes experiences challenges with communication, maintaining attention, adapting to changes in routines, especially during the um, subject slots, and managing emotions when feeling overwhelmed.
I see. So, can you share a recent experience where an autistic student faced difficulty in class and explain how the situation was handled?
Recently, my student became upset when an activity did not go as expected. I remained calm, gave the student time to regulate their emotion, used simple language to explain the situation, and gradually helped them return to the task.
So, what subject or learning activities do autistic students generally find most enjoyable and why?
My student especially enjoys activities that involve visuals, hands on learning, and topics related to their personal interests. These activities help maintain engagement and motivation.
Okay. So, which learning activities or classroom situation do autistic students usually find most challenging?
Tasks that require flexibility, sudden changes, lengthy instruction, or unfamiliar social situation can sometimes be challenging for my students.
So, how do you communicate these difficulties affects autistic students in the classroom?
Communication difficulties can make it harder for the students to express needs, ask for help, or explain feelings. As a teacher, I need to pay close attention to both verbal and non-verbal cues.
Right. So, how do autistic students typically interact with their teachers and classmates during their lessons and group activities?
Usually, my student is generally more comfortable interacting with familiar adults than with peers. Social interactions often require guidance, encouragement, and structured opportunity to practice communication skills as well.
So, what signs do autistic students show when they are feel stressed, overwhelmed, and anxious or frustrated?
The student may become quieter, avoid tasks which is given by the teacher, repeat certain behaviors, show signs of agitation, or have difficulty on focusing. Most probably, the children will be crying. Recognizing these signs early help to prevent further distress for the children as well as for the teachers.
I see. So, what are the biggest challenge you face as a teacher when supporting autistic students in their education?
Um, One challenge that I face is finding the most effective approach for the students' unique needs while remaining flexible and patient when unexpected difficulty arrives.
Okay. So, what teaching methods or strategies you have found most effective when working with the autistic students?
The methods or strategies I have found which is most effective when working with autistic student is clear instruction, visual supports for them, positive reinforcement, structured routines, and breaking tasks into smaller steps have been particularly effective.
Okay. So, are there any resources, facilities, or support system that you feel are lacking for autistic students in schools?
Mm, yeah, I think additional specialized learning materials, sensory friendly spaces, and access to trained professional would further support autistic students' learning and well being.
So, do you think how parents and teachers work together to support the development and learning of autistic students?
Parents and teachers work together to support the development and learning of autistic students by regularly communicating because regular communication between parents and teachers is essential. We share observations, discuss progress, and work together to ensure consistency between home and school because usually I will be communicating to my autism parent, my children's parent every day after the school so that I can observe him and provide more progress during his school time.
Okay, teachers. So, I think most of the school time the children is with you. So, based on your observation and experience, what are the challenges are commonly faced by the parents of autistic children?
Mm, Maybe parents often manage multiple responsibilities, including supporting their child's development, attending appointments of the doctor, addressing behavioral challenges, and planning for the future of their child.
So, in your opinion, what are the most important needs of autistic students that should receive greater attention?
In my opinion, individualized learning support, communication development, emotional well being, social skills, and opportunities to build independence are all important for the autistic student that should receive greater attention.
Have you noticed any barrier that prevent autistic students from fully participating in school activities or social interaction?
Yes, I do. Communication differences, sensory sensitivities, and limited understanding from others can sometimes create barriers to participation of the children.
So, what concern do you have regarding the future education, employment opportunities, or independence of autistic students?
Mm, I hope autistic students continue to receive support beyond school so that they can develop the skills and confidence needed for further education, employment, and independent living.
So, teacher, if you could change or improve one aspect of the current support system for autistic students, what it will be and why?
If I could change or improve one aspect, I would improve access to specialized support services and training for the teachers as well, because early and consistent intervention can have a significant positive impact on development for the teachers and also for the parents as well.
Okay, teacher. So, is there anything else you would like to share about the experience, strengths, challenges, or needs of the autistic student that you believe society should better understand?
Maybe society should better to understand that autistic students have unique strengths and abilities that are sometimes overlooked. With patience, understanding, and appropriate support, they can achieve meaningful progress and contribute greatly to their communities.
Okay, teacher. So there's last two questions, and I think the answer will be a bit longer. So the last two question is: among all the challenges faced by the autistic students, which one do you think has greatest impact on their daily learning experience, and why?
In my experience, communication difficulties have the greatest impact on an autistic student's daily learning experience, because when a student has trouble expressing their needs, feelings, or understanding instruction, it can affect many aspects of their day, including learning, social interaction, and emotional regulation. For example, if the student is confused, uncomfortable with the teachers or parents, or overwhelmed but cannot communicate it effectively, they may become frustrated or disengaged from the activities. Supporting communication is therefore essential for helping the students participate successfully in classroom as well.
Wow, that's so nice. And the last one is: can you tell us about a situation where you wished there was a better tool or resource or a support system available to help an autistic student?
Well, there was a situation where my student became overwhelmed during a busy classroom activity with many children and a lot of noise. Although I was able to provide support, I felt that having a dedicated sensory friendly space or additional sensory resources would have helped the students calm down and regulate more effectively. I also believe that greater access to specialized materials and support services could further assist both teachers and students in managing such situations. These resources can make a significant differences in helping autistic students remain engaged and comfortable in the learning environment.
So that's all from us, Miss. And thank you for your cooperation and also your time. And we really appreciate. And this meeting will be completely PNC only. And thank you for your time. And that's it, Miss.
Thank you for taking the time to interview me today. I appreciate the opportunity to share my experience working with autistic students as well. It was a pleasure speaking with you, Nisha, and I hope my insight will help you for your research. Thank you again for your time and consideration.
Thank you, teacher.
I just had to let you know you're